Well, I'd like to welcome both our studio and webcast audience here today to Direct Engagement's peer-to-peer roundtable. This is the second in a series of SME or small, medium-sized enterprise peer-to-peer roundtables with the Honourable Harinder Takhar, Minister of Small Business and Consumer Services. They are to be held the first Monday of each month with the Minister on a different discussion theme and complement of panelists. The format of the roundtable, well, each panelist will be provided 2 minutes to expound on the discussion theme presented here today. And once all the panelists have made their points to the discussion, they will be afforded an opportunity to redirect or make additional comments, after which time we'll put forward the first questions. Panelists will be provided a minute for closing remarks as well. The discussion theme today, just for everybody here and on the webcast audience, marketing, selling yourself and your business. As an SME, you have worked hard to develop your product and or service. Now is the time to market it to get sales. Today we will explore what is available to assist you in your marketing activities. The panelists provide a broad perspective of knowledge from government, advertising, public relations, and successful entrepreneurs and small business people themselves. In a time of economic retrenchment, now you can have an opportunity to learn how you can continue to market yourself and your business. I'm very pleased to announce our first panelist, the Honourable Harinder Takhar, Minister of Small Business and Consumer Services.
Yeah, I am actually very, very pleased to be here again to participate in this peer-to-peer panel. And I know the very qualified members of the panel here today. So they are more or less the experts in marketing, and actually I'm just going to talk in general. You know, the marketing to me is very, very important for the survival of any business. And today's topic, selling yourself and selling your business, I think is a very important topic. I mean, in every daily life, we try to sell for ourselves. Even if when we're looking for a job, we market ourselves. You know, we prepare a resume. We go to the employment agencies. To me, that is marketing. But when you go and face-to-face interviews, to me, that is selling. So when I look at, you know, why marketing is so important, I look at 4 phases in any business. It's sales, it's marketing, it's manufacturing, or you can call it the distribution, and it's a product development. To me, marketing and product development is long-term activities, which you need in order to survive in the business, in order to succeed in the business. But the selling and manufacturing or distribution is the current activities, which you need to do now in order to stay in the business. So that's the distinction I make between these two. So every business needs a customer, which means you need to create an awareness. In order to create an awareness, you need to take certain steps. When you take certain steps, I guess those are the steps which should be very strategic and focused, which can create an awareness in customers' mind what product or what service that you're providing in your business is. To me, that becomes a marketing. When you go face-to-face, try to close a deal, to me that is more or less a sales, or when you get an order, it's a sales. But I really want to talk about is, I know the members of the panel are way more expert than me to talk about the marketing activities. I think I want to talk about what our government has done in order to actually create awareness for marketing for our small and medium-sized businesses, and also, I guess, for our government as well. So a couple of programs that we have developed. First is we have offices internationally, so that if you want to sell your company internationally, we have offices internationally where you can go and market your activities. And these offices are in Beijing, London, Los Angeles, Mexico City, Munich, New Delhi, New York, Paris, Shanghai, and Tokyo. These are interior government offices which you can go and meet with those people. They can tell you what who you should be approaching to market your product or your services. In addition to that, last year we also came up with the Market Access Program, which is a global expansion program. What it says is, if you want to go and market your activities in a country where you haven't done the business before, then the government will assist you. So in last year's budget, we provided about $5 million, which we have given to the Interior Chamber of Commerce to administer this budget. So if you want to go and sell your activities anywhere where you haven't done business before, or you want to showcase your product, or you want to translate your brochures into a language of the country where you want to do business, or you want to even bid for certain businesses, then the government will pay up to 50% of the cost, up to a maximum of a certain amount. So these are some of the activities that we are doing in order to encourage businesses to actually go global, sell yourself, and market yourself. Even in Canada alone, we also have Interiors Oil Sand Initiative because we think there's a lot of activity going on, and we have some of real skills and talents in this province that we can sell even to Alberta. So we have that initiative as well, on which we are working on with the Ministry of International Trade and Ministry of Economic Development to assist our small and medium-sized businesses to actually take advantage of some of the opportunities that exist in other parts of Canada.
Thank you very much, Minister. Our next panelist is Aldo Cundari, Chairman and CEO of Cundari Advertising. Aldo?
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be here. I guess I'm going to preach the good news, bad news story. Our industry over the last 25 years has changed completely. And I'm in the communication business, which means from advertising, direct mail, marketing communications. But there has been a proliferation. That means an amount of communication tactics that you can use out in the marketplace. And that, in one sense, makes it very complicated, and that's the bad news. The good news is that it's also the great equalizer. That means a small business can act big because of the technology side. And so hopefully the questions we get will be able to surround some of that new technology. We see huge amounts of dollars shifting from traditional media into the new medias, and how that has created the opportunities not only in the local market but abroad for a lot of our clients. So if I were to leave you with one message, is that there is a bad news story, but there is a very good news story for all of us.
Well, thank you very much, Aldo. Our next panelist is Amy Marcus, President and CEO of eRoleplay, the small and medium-sized enterprise. Amy?
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me. I think I represent the audience in terms of running a company, and it's been a long journey. We're about 8 years old. We're unique, like every other company, and we sell to very large banks, and actually most of our business has been to banks in Canada and North America, so very large clients. It's difficult to sell or to market to them because they're very siloed, and so it means that you can't sell to one person. You have to sell to many buyers with many different interests in the end product. And it's very difficult to find out sometimes who the decision maker is. And so it's been a long process of relationship building for us. The marketing that we did in the very beginning of the company and have continued to, was very successful, and we've continued to do that, has been to go and present ourselves actually at conferences, to buy space, to give us a chance to host seminars. We found that to be very successful. And we've hired Catherine, who's going to talk to you next, to help us to get doors open so that we can continue to build these kinds of relationships. And frankly, right now, like a lot of other businesses out there, we are looking at doing PR and doing some B2B marketing for the first time in our history, really.
Thank you very much, Amy. Our next panelist is Catherine McQuaid. She's the principal of Big Game Hunting, a consulting firm for SMEs. Catherine?
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here. And I really believe that big businesses are, yes, they may be complex to sell to, but the advantage of taking that approach is that if you're a specialized firm and you may have an assignment only once in the lifetime of that company, unless you have a large roster of buyers within a given company, you will be up and down in your revenue stream. I'm also going to pick up something that Aldo said, which is behave big or act big. And with small business now representing at least 30% of the GNP of our country in Canada, and certainly more in emerging countries, I think the time for us to think big and act big and, in fact, go and reach out into other markets internationally. Our time, it is our time. And I also do know that when small businesses deliver services to wherever they're delivering services or goods, they often do it with heart. And that's one of the ways that when you are presenting to a big business, I always suggest that really that personalized that personalized interaction can make all the difference to your brand and to the